Everybody, Mo friggin' back again, looking good out there. Glad to have you back. I got new knife here on the table to check out. I've seen a lot of reviews, but there's one thing that they've been missing, so let's get the show on the road. The Ketuo Ventr V4, the V3, I was interested in. You know, I'm the black button lock guy. This is an interesting button lock, but they didn't have one that was blacked out, and they didn't have one with a pocket clip. They just have one, I'm putting it on the screen here, with just these carabiner holes on the back. This one's got some tricks up its sleeve. Let's get over to the table, check it out, test out this carabiner hole, and see how it holds up in real world abuse. Let's see. All right, we got the Ketuo Ventr V4 here. It comes in this very nice box, magnetic clasp, very nice. Ketuo sticker, some paperwork, cleaning cloth. All right, there it is. The designer is Brandon Sweeten, made in China. They're saying the blade is 2.8 inches. 2.8 inches, I'm buying that. Handle length, 4 1/4. M390, blackwash DLC, button liner lock. You can press the button to disengage, but you can also press the liner lock there in the front like a typical liner lock. So that's the trick on this guy. It also has a lock switch. This only works in the open position. You can see the liner sliding over there. In the open position, it slides up. Now it won't close. What's the benefit of that? That's if you're really pressing hard on it, or you're left-handed and your finger's over the top of that and you think you're really gonna push down hard enough on the handle there to lock the lock, you can put the lock on. I've never, in my use, ever needed to use any lock. A lot of button liner locks and some pivot locks are coming with these backup locks, and I just never use them. This is a titanium frame. It has gold ano button and some hardware there. Like I mentioned before, the previous version came with no pocket clip. You had to use this carabiner hole, but this one does come with a pocket clip, titanium pocket clip. You got a lot sticking out of the pocket. You got that much sticking out of the pocket. It's pretty tight in the pocket, but it does work fine with my 511 Apex bands. Let's look at this carabiner clip now. You can see that it has these little cutouts here for what? This thing just pops off just like that. That's what I haven't seen in any video, that this thing just pops off with your hand. No disassembly required. You can put it on and use it as a carabiner clip, and it just snaps right back on. Just slides right back over just like that. Which direction does it go? It fits either way. As far as I can tell, it doesn't hold any better either way. They have it this way in their pictures. It looks slightly different if you flip it over, but I don't think anybody would even notice if you did it that way or the other way. You can carry it just like this, and I did. And look, you still got a full 4-finger grip on it if you carry it without the clip on it at all. These are rounded off. They're not too sharp. You can carry it just like that. If you think that looks good, I almost always leave this on because I think it just looks a little better and has a little bit more handle, and just I think that's the way it was designed to look. I have a few other knives to compare this to. First up, I have the Civivi Qubit, black titanium, gold accents. You can see here that it is smaller by a bit. Qubit is really close to a 3.5 inch blade. It's a good size, generous blade. This is not a button liner lock. This is just a button plunge lock. Another comparison, another WE knife. This is the WE Culex, similar size. This is 20 CV, still even a little longer, and this is a smaller WE knife, but it also has those gold accents. So I brought that one out. This is also just a plunge lock, but this one has a flipper. Knives. I also brought out a knife that I don't carry because it ends up being a good knife for me to own, to know how big and heavy of a knife I will actually carry. And sometimes you have to get that knife in your hand to know where your limit is. And for me, the limit is this one, the Vosteed RSKAOS. This is also a top liner lock with black coating, gold hardware. So I brought that one out. Quite a bit larger, quite a bit heavier. This thing is a beast. This thing is a beast to carry around. Cool looking knife, cool knife, all the rage for a minute. They're saying this M390 is 59 to 61. Could be better. It's really not going to make that big of a difference, but you wish it was at its optimum. 3.2 ounces overall, $180. This pocket clip is non-reversible. I really like the cleaver sheep's foot blade here. This is perfect. This also comes in 3 other premium variations with the pocket clip. There's also one with a satin blade that's not a coated blade. There's also a bead blast titanium with a satin blade and blue ano clip, and there's one that is satin blade, bead blast titanium with gold accents similar to this one. Is this clip going to pop off? when we get it out in the wild, I guess we'll see. Had Noah's Ark lesson today at church. So we got some animal crackers, and we'll start with that one. I'm really able to do narrow cuts with this knife. I feel it's slowing down a bit at the end of that box. Still doing very well. All right, now I feel it really slowing down. Does it have one more box in it? Let's see. Yep, it just pooped out at the end there, at least in that spot I was mainly using. Let's get some paper, see if it'll cut. Yep, it's cooked. That's the amount of cardboard before it quit on me. Mark up the blade, the Sharpie. Get an idea of what angle we're dealing with. Put your guesses down in the comments. Oh my. Start at 25. We gotta flatten it out a bit. It's not quite 25. That's good to know. They're not sending me stuff with 25, 22 and a half. Yep, looks like it's about 22 and a half. Why don't we drop it down to 21 at least? 22 and a half seems like a lot. All right, let's move on to the 320 grit. All right, the 400 grit. What would I say the ease of sharpening is for this guy? I would say it's about the same as I would expect for M390 at this heat treat. I think it's difficult to sharpen, especially the first grit, and that says to me that this is probably a decent heat treat, and it probably is around that 59 to 61 range. All right, what's after 400 grit? 600, just refining that scratch pattern. I'm starting to see the mirror edge start to form. All right, 800 grit, last diamond plate, and then we'll move on to the ceramic hone, and then we'll do some stropping. All right, the ceramic hone and then the strop, and I'm done. Just polishing that up. I got a 2-micron strop. We'll do it twice on each side. What do you think of that edge? Looks pretty good. How'd I do with the smiles? Oh, I did give myself just the tiniest little bit on that side before I realized it was going to do it. And then on this side, I did slightly better. Oh, what do we got? We got an article here exploring the development of Canadian Frostbite Care Network and the future of frostbite care in Canada using a qualitative approach. I wonder how they're doing with that frostbite in Canada. All right. All right, we did it. Perfect. Okay, let's do some little testing to see how this ring holds up. I can get it. I mean, I was afraid that if it fell off, I would lose this, but this actually stays, so it's not gonna fall off that ring. And so this will still be attached to your, if you do lose the knife. There it is, hanging from the ring on my belt. And let's just jumping up and down, shaking the camera, swinging it around. Doesn't seem like, oh, there it goes. Little whip action to get that right off. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, this is kind of nice. Like you could like just have it and cut, close it up, and just let it hang right back down. It's kind of cool, easy access. What about Running Man? Running Man? Good. How about Roger Rabbit? Roger Rabbit? Good. I think probably normal walking around and running, probably be okay. But you saw I could whip it, I could get it off. My concerns are valid that there is a possibility of that ring coming off in the use, but it's a premium knife with M390 and titanium and DLC coating. I don't know if this is a knife you want to have kicking around on a hike or anything. I think you probably want to get the V3, but the ring doesn't come off. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Farewell. Making it look really shiny, super shiny.